Hey everyone, I'm Almar of almarsguides.com. In this video here, we're going to be doing a full Dire Maul North run. I've already cleared some of the intro enemies, so you don't have to sit through them. Now, I'm not going to be doing a tribute run with this video, but instead a full run where we take out the Ogre King and all of his little compadres, and we're going to feast on all of their corpses too. I'll show you what that means when we get there. Unless I forget, of course. In which case, it's just using Cannibalize on the enemy's corpse. The secret unveiled. Now, I'm going to also explain a few things along the way with this run instead of, just the stupid jokes that usually come with it. Specifically, I'm going to break apart a few of the different things, a few of the different types of runs you can do. If my tank doesn't die there. A few of the different runs that you're capable of doing in North, because you're not only able to do a tribute run or a regular run. You can also do a run that's specific to collect the Hide of the Wild recipe, also the Chromatic Drake recipe, and I'm blanking on the other one, a Belt of the Archmage, I think it is. Those are all different recipes that you can collect by freeing Not Thimblejack, which is a little goblin by the third boss, I'm pretty sure. You will not need a rogue or any special materials in order to reach him. In order to do the rest of Dire Maul, though, you're going to need either a rogue that is capable of picking the lock on the door, or an engineer that has a large C4M charge, which I have, or a blacksmith with a true silver key, I'm fairly confident. And those are all of the ways for you to open the door. Without any of those things, you're not getting through the door. It's as simple as that. One thing to keep in mind too is all of the ogres, well actually all of the enemies in Dire Maul North and Dire Maul East and West have a chance of dropping rare books, which will give a specific class quest that you can turn in Dire Maul West, or I guess it's kind of the area in between all of the Dire Mauls, but it is closest to Dire Maul West. And there's a Shendralar, like male night elf in there that you'll give the book to, and you get a nice little trinket. I'll actually show you the warlock trinket in a second. I got it on my warlocks. 2 of my warlocks. Haven't found a 3rd book yet. Here's the trinket right here. As you can see, 23 spell power. I'll have to stop showing you it for a second because the enemies apparently all hit me and interrupted me. Lots of greens this run so far. Need mana on I heal dude before this pack, so a little short med break. He's almost got a full backpack of items to disenchant. It's pretty funny. Oopsies. probably not going to end well for me. Luckily, I survived that. Got stupidly lucky there. Just messy because my warlocks suck with AoEs. It's really the worst part of boxing 3 warlocks, because all of my AoEs are channeling, which means it's so easy to interrupt them and completely waste the mana. And once the mana is wasted, like if too much mana gets wasted, then I'm not able to AoE anymore, which is generally what happens. I go through almost a full bar of mana just to kill one AoE pack due to how many interrupts they get. Because warrior AoE aggro is just trash. Unless I challenging shout. But that only lasts like 4 or 5 seconds, which isn't long enough to kill the entire pack. Hopefully this isn't more ads. Well, nothing is better than ads. Or the little poison fart cloud. That's not very fun either, especially when all my characters are standing near it. There's the first boss down there. Second, somewhat optional boss, Stomper Krieg up here. Sorry for the long med break. Needed to make sure everything... Actually, I still gotta make soul stones. Technically, I should make health stones too. Oopsies. That wasn't intentional, but... Cannibalize is really useful for my warlocks. If you've been watching my videos up until now, you'll know why, but for any new viewers, I can life tap a whole bunch of health away and then turn around and just eat the corpse of the next enemy that I kill. And it basically restores everything that I just did with the life tap. Now, hopefully I only get the dogs with this pull. Sometimes the named will come too, and that's definitely no bueno when that happens. No, that's a lot of dogs too. I think I usually only get like 3. Natural selection will sort him out from here on out. Nice. This warlock just got 300 defense finally. Surprised it hasn't been 300 already. Makes me wonder which one of my other characters aren't max defense yet. They get beat on enough. The boss is next. First boss, anyway. He doesn't drop anything really good. I'll actually show you what he drops. That's probably his best item. Well, actually, Heliotrope Cloak ain't too bad. I'm pretty sure that's pretty. I'm actually pretty sure that's pretty good for most spellcasters. Maybe his gear isn't that bad. He's never dropped anything good for me though, except for the shoulders that I'm wearing. Now, notice I'm going to leave that Gordok Mastiff over there. I'm just not going to even bother looting the corpse. It's probably got an epic on it. The reason I like killing this guy is because he drops a little Stein that you can disenchant into a couple illusion dust. I really hate the drunk effect though. Like really, really, really hate it. Apparently he doesn't drop it all the time. Well, that's a bummer because his other items are completely worthless. Like, they didn't even vendor for over a silver. That's how worthless they were. Not even worth the inventory space. Good thing that pack had 2 dogs and 2 ogres. When it's 4 ogres, it's a real challenge. As you can see, this boss doesn't even drop a blue. He does drop the Gordok Courtyard key, which we need though. The next boss has better loot. Actually, based on the loot tables, I think these guys kind of all drop the same things. Something I didn't notice before. Good thing for the health stone. Pop some ads to my left too from one of the Warpwood pods. They're gonna aggro me once I move away from this little area I'm in. I think I'm blocking their line of sight with the root or the rock. accidentally aggroed this ogre. Well, I was going to explain what the box was for, but we got to take this guy out first. Now, the box up here is going to give me a key for that door right there. This actually doesn't open that door. This opens something a little bit down the road. Well, actually, this doesn't always drop, the Gordok inner door key, now that I'm thinking about it. It only has like a 40% chance of dropping, and this is actually opening the door that the large C4 charge is used on. So that's a little fun fact. You actually don't always need the large C4 charges or the true silver skeleton keys if this drops. But that has to drop, otherwise you can't progress, which is kind of, you know, not fun. There should be a guard around here too, but he's kind of slacking, I guess. I think I just seen him path over there. I always I remember him having a much different path in original classic. Like you used to have to actually go out of your way to dodge him in the center portion. It seems like almost every time I've done the instance on this server, I've never really had to bother with him. He's just literally never been there like that. Strange. This part's actually a pain in my butt because I've waited here for the Eye of Kilrog for like 5 minutes before, and I've done it twice. And each time that I've waited, it's never come until I've like run up here and pulled the mobs, and then all of a sudden the Eye of Kilrog shows up. So in other words, we're probably going to wipe the first time. Because if I can't kill the Eye of Kilrog, it summons 2 Netherwalkers, and those are no bueno. Not too bad when the Eye of Kilrog doesn't show up. Easy enough. Wonder how large the Eye of Kilrog's path radius is. I'll definitely have to take him out before the next pull. There's no way I'll be able to... He'll definitely show up in the middle of that. Here he comes. Coming around the corner, here he comes. Threw my 3 imps on him and curses. Smack him in the face, too. There will be none of that Netherwalker crap. Dagnabbit. Didn't want to pull yet. Wanted to keep it inching closer. This time I'm actually going to take out the Warlock instead of letting the dots kill him. Or actually, I'll take him that far. And this isn't good. Fear. Dagnabbit, it broke that fast. Oh, there we go. That fear worked. Looting on the wrong characters and crap. If you've noticed, I have kind of a system for certain mobs like these. I'll loot it all on one character since it's all just basically gray vendor trash. It makes it easier to organize and sell in the future. Now this part has an Eye of Kilrog and a boss. Oh, nice. Oh man, he doesn't come far enough down. The boss comes down to like right where this pillar is, the other side of the pillar rather. But I need to take out these ads before I take out the boss. Definitely. As you can see, there goes the boss. We're going to do dot pulling on these ads, which I'll show you how it's done in a second. Basically, we just dot them up and pull them back. Got to switch to... just a little bit further. Group heal, so I'm back to full health, and we are good. That other warlock should be almost dead, since that I dotted him up when he was over there. Yep, 6%. Throw 1 round of dots on him, he's down, and then we'll focus on the other warlock, who's going to be dead from probably this round to the next round of Shadow Bolts. And that's all there is to it. Easy peasy for dot kiting, huh? Can't always do that, though. Now we need to take out the Eye of Kilrog and the boss. But the Eye of Kilrog comes first. I don't want to be fighting the Eye of Kilrog in the middle of the boss fight. For those of you doing Dire Maul tribute runs, what you would actually do is activate this trap with Frost Oil and Thorium Widget, and then freeze the boss, and then that's it. Skip him. For those of you doing the normal Dire Maul run, this is, well, doing the not Thimblejack Dire Maul run, this is pretty much where your run would end. You kill this boss, talk to this guy, free him with one of the Gordok Shackle keys, which I think is right there. And that's basically it. I'll show you what he drops in a second. He drops a box on the ground that you open it up, and it has one recipe in it and a bunch of other leatherworking materials, like rough hides, heavy hides. Actually, I'm not too sure about heavy hides. Dragon scales. Worn dragon scales, blue dragon scales, a bunch of goodies for leatherworkers. And I must say, too, I'm very surprised I haven't wiped yet. I've been doing excessively good with this run. To pat myself on the back a little bit. Worth vendoring instead of disenchanting, since they vendor for over 2 gold. Let's free not Thimblejack and see what we get. Got one of the epics. Dun dun dun. And I think it's one of the better ones too. Dun 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 dun. That's what I'm talking about. This pull, it's actually easier to just run in and blow them all up rather than trying to dot kite them like you see me do earlier. So I'll show you how it's done. Messy. A little bit messier than I normally like. Two more ogres, another set of ogre warlocks, and then the instance basically only gets harder from here on out. This is really, really, really hard to box. I wiped quite a few times in here when I first started doing Dire Maul North. This isn't this isn't my first run, obviously. I've gotten to the final boss, but I never took out the final boss because I have a really, really bad tendency of just stopping right before the end. Like, I'll get to the end and I'll be like, I'm bored, and then I'll just hearth out. I did it with Baron Rivendare last night. Well, actually, I stopped right at Ramstein, right before Ramstein. I failed on the gauntlet, and I didn't feel like redoing the gauntlet, so I just bailed. For the Dire Maul, though, last time I was doing it, my internet was being all wonky, and I had to unplug the router in order to get another computer to work for work, and I decided that I didn't feel like waiting until I was done Dire Maul to do it, so I unplugged the router and kind of like hoped nothing would path into me when I got disconnected, and something did. So I ended up back at the graveyard when I logged in, and I decided, I don't feel like continuing. It's not worth it. I don't need much of the loot that drops here. I mean, of course some pieces are upgrades. I'm not going to dispute that. But I'm not, it's not loot that I'm in desperate need of. Only one character still has improved, oh no, 2 characters have group for it. That Windows sound was one of my computers, for those curious. Don't freak out. Okay. Another hard pull with 2 warlocks. These are always my least favorite ones. I think I'm going to run in there and fear bomb them. Ooh, Dusty Tomb right there under the stairs. We'll grab that after this pull. Remind me. Otherwise I'll forget. Don't war stomp me. Another easy peasy pull. Of course. That's what I always get in these books. I've opened like 10 of them and I haven't gotten a book out of them, but I found like 4 or 5 books from the enemies that you fight. We're going to fear bomb these ones too. Damn it, he war stomped me. Now I have to heal myself before I fear. Everybody's taking too much damage. A little too out of range for me to dot up. This is one of the harder pulls since you can't fear here, or if you death coil too, it has a chance of getting you destroyed. Actually, I was going to try to pull them back, but I think it's easier doing it this way. Actually, no. I should probably pull them back. That'll actually kill that one warlock, I think. The dots and the one shadow bolt that I sent his way. I'm pretty sure that'll dispatch him. Nope. He's at 3%. Almost, though. Over there in the corner is the Ogre Tannin. We already got one of those from the box down here, but this is another one. All of these are used for making the Ogre suit too, which is part of a Dire Maul North tribute run. These next few pulls are some of the harder ones. Just mostly because of line of sight. And then the next boss, in my opinion, is probably harder than the final boss. I'll be really, 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 really surprised if I don't wipe on that boss. Because he hits hard as a truck, and he mortal strikes, and he summons 2 Reaver adds during the fight, which also hit hard as trucks. A Warlock and a Reaver. We're going to pull him back, I guess, and then fear. No! That is not the direction I wanted you to run while you were feared. I really would have liked you to run downstairs, please. Two Reavers guard the door to the next room. It's not too bad. Those are easy. I don't like the Warlocks. Those are annoying. Just like my own Warlocks. That's why I pick them, because I know how annoying of a class they are. They're going to be great fun in Altaric Valley during PvP. I'll be able to dot people up, and they'll just run and die. My healer's kind of low on mana. Didn't really realize that before pulling. Got a decent amount of mana. Oh no, 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 no. Woo. That would have been very unfortunate. That definitely would have been a wipe. 3 ogres, 2 more reavers, and another warlock? Yeah, that would have been a wipe. Unless I got really lucky with fears not breaking. Soulstone for 5 more minutes. Hopefully I don't forget to do that, because otherwise I'll have to run back, because I'm almost positive I'm going to wipe on this boss. This is going to be a hard pull too. See, I dotted one up with enough dots that I was positive we're going to take it out, and then shadow bolted a few times, and then I switched to another target, dotted them up, shadow bolted them a few times, because I know that they're going to die from that. And this allows me to minimalize the targets while well, actually, that Gordok Reaver apparently did not die from that. Easier than expected. Have been most of the fights. As have been most of the fights, rather. This guy, though. Dun dun dun. This is where things take a turn for the worst for me. I wonder if I should wait for the soul stones. We'll click off his, and I'll use this on I heal dude. We'll just give him a fresh new one. Should have given myself a health stone too. Damn it, he resisted taunt. Woo! Man, he's hard. I mean, geez Louise. Well, good thing I did refresh the Soul Stone because it would have faded by now. Those mobs depop, though, so we're all good. I'll unpause when I'm ready to go again. Alrighty, here we go again. Fully buffed, ready to go. Now, actually, I gotta pull these back. These Gordok Captain's Fear. Didn't realize that the first time I came through here. Was so excited to beat the boss, I fought them like right here, and then they feared me, and then I wiped again. And I had to run all the way back to the dungeon, and that was very upsetting. It's never fun having to run all the way back to the dungeon because of your own stupidity. Then again, it's not too much better when it's somebody else's stupidity, is it? Guess we can say it is an all-around unpleasant experience. He feared an imp. Failure. After these captains, we gotta fight a bunch of dogs. And then it is the final bosses. Well, technically another pack of dogs that roam around the big circle. And then we fight the final bosses. Sephiroth and Genova, the final bosses. These I actually can't AoE because they're too strong. And as you can see, based on my position, too, we're not really capable of... No. Good. We're not really capable of fearing them either. These little guys are pretty fast, as you just seen. If I didn't Piercing Howl, or if that Piercing Howl got resisted, he probably would have pulled the other packs of ogres over there. Which, yeah, that would have been a way. These guys take up all my mana. Maybe this is the pack of dogs that roams around the king. That would be nice. Means I won't have to wait for them once I get up there. Thankfully, I still have the mana to burn for these guys, too. And for those of you watching too, don't forget to like and even leave a comment if you want. Subscribe to me if you want to see more 5-boxing videos, or if you would like videos about farming tips, auction house tips, and stuff like that. Those are usually the videos that I end up putting out, or I should say the best quality videos I end up putting out. Most of what I used to do in World of Warcraft was play the auction house way back when I used to play. Obviously now things are going to be different since I'm a 5-boxer. And yeah, it does seem like that was the pack of dogs that typically roams around the outside. That's pretty cool. Now I don't have to wait for them. So what I'm going to be doing for this fight is blowing up Cho Rush the Observer, probably wiping, and then killing the king. But hopefully, if all goes according to plan, I blow Cho Rush up and then blow the king up. And that's all there is to it. My cooldowns are down. So, yeah. Wait, I'm in combat with something. Interesting. Wonder if I'm in combat with the king. That would be strange. Well, either way, no choice but to go. Well, that's not. Let me pull the king back. This would have been a lot easier with my cooldowns, but I guess it wasn't too bad. I remember that being so good. I use that on my tank whenever I'm not tanking. I remember it looking pretty cool too. What does it look like? Apparently I remembered pretty wrong. It's alright, I guess. I don't think he does anything. And a tribute Ren, he summons the chest, I think. Aha, all the ogres are friendly to me. That's what he does. Technically, I would need to talk to him on everybody, though, yeah. I'll probably hearth out of here anyway. But that's the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you would like to see me do any other instances, let me know. I'm pretty sure the only... actually, I haven't made a video of a few of the ones that I've done at max. But maybe I will in the near future. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all in the next video.